And we are coming down in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Getting Sports with Drunk. Rat of a Red Baron here, joined by... Nope.
The lagging Kyle Souls.
That's Chris Massey.
That's right. And as aforementioned, Rat of a Red Baron. The Riddler may join us later. And don't know about Maxine washable status, getting back from vacation. So perhaps will join us, but I tend to think he's going to be pretty tired and just going to want to... just kind of crash.
Mock is not. He is not coming on.
Confirmed not coming on via Souls.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, no problem there. Hey, I just want to do a first, toast of excellence to Maxine Washable. It's his birthday.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, he turned 49 years old today.
And he saved a carrot from being picked from the garden.
No, he's what is he? 31, 2?
Add 1 year to us.
Well, I mean, 31. Is that right?
Yeah, 31.
31. When I texted him this morning, I asked him, "So you're like 21 now, right? Can you like buy us booze?"
You're so funny, Kendall.
Oh, thank you. I'm just so hilarious.
You're so funny.
But yeah, big happy birthday to Mock on the day of this recording of July 10th. So by the time you hear this, it won't be his birthday, but hey, wish him one anyway.
What can you say? Tell me if you came up, you come to me.
You guys drinking anything?
Yeah, great value water.
Oh, dude, sick. Mass, anything?
I'm just rocking a glass of Crown Royal.
Oh, nice. Just the original?
Yep.
Very nice. I have...
What shit beer that's not yours you're drinking?
Listen, I've actually bought a lot of beer for myself recently, including this one that I purchased, but I purchased for Rebecca, because I know how she obsesses about everything wrestling. Had this on the show before, a little while back, from El Segundo Brewing, Steve Austin's Broken Skull IPA.
Nice. The beer is kind of like not that great.
It's okay. I mean, for what it is, we'll give a better review later. But I mean, for what this is, I mean, you're buying the beer that's endorsed by Steve Austin. That's all it really is. But for a beer of this, style, being, an IPA, which there's 10,000 of, and a beer that's a celebrity endorsement or whatever, it's okay. I like it.
Yeah, I guess. I'll give that to you.
Toast of excellence?
My toast of excellence is going to be to L.A. Knight.
Why is that?
Dude, he's just becoming one of my favorites.
He is a good
character. The pop that he gets is so insane for no reason.
I mean, he's awesome on the mic. He just is.
They need to do more with him.
Yeah, he needs either like a title run, or he should have won Money in the Bank, honestly.
That's what I'm saying. The fans were going nuts when he was up there.
Yeah. He'd be the perfect, like, face-ish heel combo thing. That it would have been perfect.
Like, fucking SmackDown screwed the pooch, man.
Yeah, I know.
They had him fucking beat up Hit Row off camera.
It's, like, sick.
Like, the fucking fans want to see him.
Hey, I'm with you.
That's the
Mass,
reason why I'm turning into SmackDown.
Mass, you have a toast?
Toast of excellence to the Chicago Cubs. Congratulations on their first time ever beating the New York Yankees in New York.
I could not believe that when I first read that stat. And I mean, to a certain degree, it makes sense because, you know, the whole being in different leagues and you only play, you know, so often. But two very old franchises. I just couldn't believe it.
Just kept getting swept in New York.
Just unreal. Massey, too, could I have you boost your audio in your end a little bit?
Yeah, give me a second.
Yep, no problem. My toast is to Ellie De La Cruz.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Basically, was on a total of what, 2 pitches? 3 pitches. Still second, third, and home. I mean, it hadn't been done like for the Reds in like I don't know 100+ years, something like that. I misread the stat.
Has been done in baseball in a long time.
But, you know, very cool. And Kyle and I were talking. I mean, he and O'Neill, they're the same person.
Yeah, they're both 6'9".
Yeah, they're either brothers or it's like a whole, like, you know, Batman Bruce Wayne type thing. But the guy's insane. Like,
yeah, he's pretty good.
I single-handedly making the Reds a fucking contender.
Yeah, I hope that's like a sign of things to come, because we see it very often, especially in baseball, how these players will come up and they'll have like a really good first half of a year, especially like as a rookie or a second-year guy, whatever, and then they kind of just fade away. I hope this guy's here for the long run.
Probably goes to the Phillies. That's not going to happen.
But yeah, so toast, you know, here. Oh yeah. Well, we're back here. We were off last week for 4th of July and whatnot.
Don't say that's the reason, Kendall.
Well, I mean,
tell the folks the real reason.
It was twofold, and it was always, you know, Rebecca and my wedding anniversary, you know, that Monday. So, but it was also, you know, people are doing stuff. I mean, you guys are busy. You know, it's summertime. It's picnic season, the whole 9 yards, and we're pretty good. We never take time off. And
it's rabbit season.
It's rabbit season, actually. But think about it. In a calendar year, we take 3 shows off, maybe.
That's 3 shows too many, Kenny.
Okay, Iron Man souls. But during that time off, anything cool happen to you guys? Do anything fun?
I wouldn't exactly call it cool. We ended up with 5 inches of water in our basement.
Yes, Massey, I heard about that, and I'm very sorry for you guys. That is like very, very crappy.
Sorry, buddy.
How I mean, you know, damage obviously, but like just I know you like it's like sports memorabilia stuff. Stuff kind of like stay somewhat safe, or
I mean, stuff is fine. Just gonna have to replace the entire floor, which is gonna be a few grand to do.
Yeah. That is crappy, and that was just from that big kind of storm wave we had, right?
Well, the idea is that it's the construction site behind us had a levee that broke.
Oh, so
they should be paying for it. They should be paying for it.
Yeah, but it's going to take a lawsuit to get to happen.
So
are you doing it?
It's a lot up in the air right now.
So it's more like kind of like water main versus Mother Nature.
They had a retention pool to keep the water out of their stuff, and then it ended up breaking and then flooding us.
Well, that is, you know, very crappy, and, you know, sorry, and like that's not something that just, you know, goes away in, you know, a day. It's multiple days, you know, weeks of just, you know, work and money. So, you know, it's, you know, anything we could do. I mean, it sounds like the empty platitude, but honestly, well, you know, anything we could do to help, please.
Appreciate that.
Do you have like a water vacuum?
Well, I think it's a little bit more than that.
But them's the breaks. What about you guys?
I've just been working.
Yeah, kind of uneventful. Didn't can't think of anything really we did. Just kind of worked. It's weird having the 4th of July kind of like in the middle of the week because we didn't get a day off on either side, so it's just kind of like work one day, have the day off, then go back to work.
Thankfully, got it off. But
Kai, you still here?
Yeah, I'm here, man. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's me. It's on me.
Yeah, we know. Figure it out.
I'm trying, man.
All right.
Yeah. So
today's the home run derby.
Yes.
It's not as fun as it used to be, though.
No, it's just different.
I used to be excited for the All-Star break. Now I just don't want the All-Star break.
Well, it's so weird.
If that makes sense.
Well, they've made like changes that I didn't think they necessarily needed. Like, I don't know, this whole like head-to-head matchup thing. I mean, I guess it's somewhat interesting, but it's like just go out there and hit. Use the timeouts, whatever. They just all these like places. They love to just be extra. They love just to add this extra thing that's not required. Like the home run derby, it's fine. You don't need this additional.
Yeah.
Like hey, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna add in this thing where you're gonna go head to head, and then we'll use a challenge. It's like
it's not a challenge, man. It's a break.
I'm just being facetious.
Yeah, I used to enjoy it.
But yeah, that's going on right now. In fact, probably was it an 8 o'clock kind of like start?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so that's probably while we're on now. It's probably in the first round right now. And I'm rooting for the hometown kid. Well, I'm rooting for Pete Alonso. Woohoo, Mets.
You know who I'm rooting for.
What?
You already know who I'm rooting for.
Actually, I don't think I do.
Pete Alonso.
Adley.
That's fair.
Rushman. The kid's so fucking good.
I'm always like slightly concerned because there's been so many stories of, you playing the home run derby and it kind of like screws up your swing, just your uppercutting and everything. I mean, that was
yeah, I know.
It's like if you have
it hasn't really affected Pete though.
No, but he's all power anyway. You know what I mean? Like he.
Mm-hmm.
It's just one of those things. Like I remember, it kind of screwed up David Wright for the rest of that season, and then like going into the next.
Wright sucked anyways.
Well, the guy was made of glass.
Kid's overrated.
Was not overrated. I don't know why you always say that.
He wasn't that good to be named the Mets captain.
He was good enough. The guy
was better. He wasn't captain.
I mean, like I think they, if he wasn't as injured, I think he would have been more equal. And I don't know why Piazza wasn't granted captainship. But there's very few like iconic Mets that have been there for long periods of time.
He was only there for that long because he kept getting hurt.
Well, that's what I mean. Like,
and nobody wanted him.
It's neither.
Oh, do you want to trade for David Wright?
Nah,
that guy's gonna get hurt tomorrow.
Here nor there, the guy was good enough, and the captain thing was more honorary. It's like it was a big deal. He was a big deal for that franchise.
Yeah, it's cool when your star player doesn't play any games.
It wasn't like his choice. It's not like he sat out. It's like screw you guys. Like, hey, speaking kind of like jumping back, we mentioned home run derby, blah 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 changes. NBA announcing that they're going to be adding a in like a mid-season tournament. Did you guys hear about this?
No.
I fucking hate it.
So from November, I think it's November 3rd to December something. It's like like a month long. The NBA is going to be, quote, taking a break. However, the games are going to count towards the record, and then someone's going to win the NBA Cup when all is said and done in that month. So I guess it's sort of like paying homage to like how like soccer does stuff in the Premier League and whatnot. They have just like these mid-season tournaments, and I guess it's a way to try to make the regular season more interesting for viewers. It's a little confusing. I don't understand all of it. I just heard about it today myself. I was listening to WFAN, and they were kind of talking about it. But I just was kind of curious what your guys' takes were. I mean, Massey, I know you're just kind of hearing about it, but Kyle, what are your thoughts?
I think it's stupid as fuck. What's the point of doing like a tournament?
So
all they're doing is bitching about. They're bitching about fucking playing like all these games. You're adding more games for a tournament.
So I'm sort of with you in the sense that like I add this to the list of just things that don't matter, and we're worrying about the wrong stuff. And this is for me at the top of the list. It's just like an unnecessary activity added to kind of a very problematic league to begin with. It's everything that Kyle is saying about the players complaining about the length of the season. These guys, injuries and the load management and this and that. And now you're adding more games to the fold that now not everyone's going to play the same amount of games, because if you get eliminated from the tournament, then you're not playing. But the other teams that continue to win on will be playing more games than they normally would, all for the chance to just win a meaningless trophy. Now,
you don't get any benefits for winning.
So there is financial. There's always that financial benefit. They're going to get X amount of money. It's sort of like that Pro Bowl rate. Like, you play in the Pro Bowl, you get a fixed amount of money, whatever that is.
It's not enough to make
right.
any of the players.
Right. And now I don't know what that number is off the top of my head. I heard it today, but I don't remember what it is. But it's that small financial, incentive for the players. Now, no matter what, they'll be able to sell this. The NBA will have no problem, getting, advertisers to jump on board with this. It'll be a slam dunk, pun intended.
But then are the superstars going to play?
Well, that's just. I mean,
no.
I don't.
Is it pretty much like a G League fucking in-season tournament?
No, it's right. It's the thing is, these games will count. That's what I don't understand. Like according to what I heard today on air, is these games are going to count towards your regular season record, with the exception of like the final four of they somehow got all this figured out, how it's gonna work. But I just find this the most bizarre, like so unnecessary, and I didn't even realize that the NBA like ratings were hurting that bad in the regular season. I kind of just
why?
Don't play.
Players don't play, and the product that they put on the TV is terrible.
I agree, but I don't know. I always kind of attributed it to the same reason that NHL's ratings are what they are. It's just like, or even MLB for the matter, because there's more games than that of football. That like, hey, if I miss a game, I miss a game. There's 81 more to go. It's like you can't see every game. You just can't. And like,
I can.
Well, despite what Kyle does,
I watch it at work.
You just can't. You can't see every game, and it's hard, especially like look at Massey right now. Massey's dealing with an issue at home. He's not going to stop what he's doing, to throw on the trailblazers, like, oh, let's stop what I'm doing and let's devote 3 hours to watching this, basketball game on a Monday night. It's just he's not going to do it. It's
You don't know that. Ask Mask. What do you do at Mask?
No.
See, Kendall?
So
I told you he wouldn't.
So it's just like, to me, like, it's not, it's all that what you guys are saying about the product being bad, but I always just, you can't watch every game, and you can sometimes, you go out with friends to a bar, oh, the game is on, let's sit and watch the game for 3/4 before we go home. I'm
gonna be honest with you. I think I watched less than 10 games last year.
Yeah, and I mean, I just don't think this is going to be the be all end all, save the ratings for the NBA. Now, from a contrarian point, I think if you're going to start a tradition, let me say that again. To have a tradition, you have to start a tradition. So if they are super serious and they could find this way, to make it work, maybe we won't be talking about, oh, this was so stupid 25 years from now. If 25 years, this is just the norm and people get on board and the players are in and whatnot. But right now we only have the, hey, we're just hearing about this. So, I mean, I think we do owe it some sort of chance, give them, hey, let's see how this is going to play out. And maybe by the start of next season, come, the end of October, and they're hinting at this in-season tournament, maybe there will be a certain degree of excitement. I don't know. I'm very skeptical, but I think we do owe it the chance. Because, I mean, it could be here to stay. I don't know.
So many people watch the WNBA. So many people watch that tournament.
Yeah. I just think, from a logistical standpoint, this is going to have a lot of issues. I don't know how they're going to, coordinate and injuries and other stuff, and just players' unwillingness to want to play. And then it's like the Final Four is going to be in Las Vegas. It's very confusing.
Yeah, it's stupid, but whatever.
Yeah, we will have to see. But yeah, keep.
Obviously, people like it. So.
Well, I think they're trying to capture a certain amount of magic too. Like, even though I don't watch a lot of the NCAA tournament, I get excited for it. If I watch 4 games, the entire 4 games, even combined, not even sitting through a whole game, 4 or 2 halves. Let's say I'll watch 2 halves, not even sequential, of the tournament. I'm still excited for it. I don't know. I like making the bracket. I like talking about it, and there's a buzz because no matter how big of a fan you are, everyone knows the NCAA tournament. You know what I mean? There's a draw. And
I watched the Arkansas game one time, remember?
Yeah, I mean, no, kind of. Really, I do. I will catch some games here and there. It's one of those things. It's tough because in the beginning there's a million games going on, and then as the weekends kind of creep forward, then there's less games, and then I'm kind of thinking about it less.
I watch it more when it's the round of 64 and 32 than they do the Elite Eight and stuff.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I don't know why. It just
because you're going to see teams you've never seen before, like the 14 seed versus the 3 seed.
Yeah, and that's what's really fun. And then as you get towards the end of the tournament, the Cinderella stories have kind of wrapped up. I mean, there's been some times where the Cinderella team has made it into the Elite Eight or whatever, but usually by after the 16th, things have kind of settled to the norm. The big schools have all moved on and whatnot, and
because this year I felt it so closely because UConn was actually
right, and I think too this past year from where we live, excuse me, and UConn being our home pride school, if you will, and there's that viewing interest, but I mean if they get knocked out in the first round, it's well, whatever. I'm sure. Oh, go ahead.
But no, like every 7 years, UConn wins. So
Yeah, but I mean, there's definitely a set of fans. Like, we use our good friend Pat, for example. Do you think Pat, if Pat watched like UConn in the first round and they lost, he wouldn't continue watching the tournament? He just wouldn't. I mean, he probably wouldn't watch the first round.
definitely didn't watch the first round.
Well,
That kid watched the championship game, and that was it.
be that as it may, I mean, he has like that UConn type of allegiance. But yeah, I don't know. I wonder if there will be that same sort of excitement for the NBA tournament, when it actually is like a week away or whatever, 2 weeks away. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm very skeptical. I have many doubts, but we're talking about it now in July. I'd like to fast forward in a couple months to see what it's like, and we will revisit this. I'm sure this is going to be a hot button sports thing for a while. But yeah, just wanted to get your take. I guess we'll shift gears a second. I mean, we're at the halfway point in the MLB season. Any takeaways? You guys, just in generalizations.
Cardinals are bad.
Yep.
I mean,
Lloyd Dela Cruz pretty good.
I mean, I would argue that all our teams are pretty bad.
We're in the wild card right now, so suck it.
Hey, we're only like 8 games back.
Yeah, true. I don't know. Like, you're seeing the younger teams play well over the teams that spent a lot of money.
Yeah, I totally agree.
The Padres are shit.
I mean, I think it's funny because the Padres and Mets just wrapped up their series, and it's like a mirror looking at one another. The Mets spent a bajillion amount of money. Padres kind of the same deal, and they're both on the outside looking in. Both have below 500 records.
I think the pitch clock, it's making fans more excited. Like, a lot of people are getting back into baseball, but what it's doing, it is hurting the pitchers.
Yeah, I will say I haven't really noticed any. I guess I've noticed less violations, but I think the point you're trying to make is just like pitchers not pitchers like rushing through, and there's like less good pitchers coming out because they're so concerned about timing.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what's going on. Pitchers are being left up, more home runs. They can't make their pitch. They have to fucking figure it out.
Yeah, and perhaps that will get better. Maybe not this year, but maybe after a year, pitchers will be able to kind of adjust their timing a little bit, and the good starters, well, the good pitchers in general, starter or reliever, will kind of find that new rhythm. I just think it's tough because you grow up and you practice and you do the same thing for years and years, and then there's like a drastic change. It's tough.
Or you can do what Craig Kimbrell does.
What's that?
He literally just takes them. He does not give a fuck.
Yeah. Well, it's like all those guys. Think about all those guys. Kimbrell's a great example. The guys who had that really like dramatic, wind-ups and throwing from the stretch, just like guys had like totally ridiculous setups. They would not survive. They just.
Dude, it's so funny to watch because he gets like 4 a game.
Yeah,
and it's because it's an 0-2 count, and he doesn't want to make the wrong pitch. So he's like, I don't really give a fuck. Just give me the violation.
Yeah,
they're like pitching violation.
He's
like,
What happens with the violation?
You just get a ball. So like if it's an 0-2 count, who gives a shit? And like that's what he's been doing all year. It's so funny. Because he just doesn't give a fuck. He leads the majors in pitch violations. And it's working out because he's not making the wrong pitches. Like, he's an all-star this year again. Like, he's able to just throw the pitch he wants to. He takes his time. He takes the violation and then strikes the next guy out on the next pitch.
Well, and for those who don't know, so Kimbrel, he has like this. It's like a very weird like shoulder like thing that he does. Like it's kind of like he's waiting for like the catcher to give like the signal, and I don't know. It's interesting. I wonder how like that ever came to be.
But
just like his stance,
Kimbrel,
Yeah.
yeah, he's a fucking Hall of Famer, so it works for him.
Yeah, no, it's interesting because like there's been pitchers that have had like oddities, but that is like super unique.
Hey, you think he goes in the Hall of Fame as a Brave, right?
Yeah, I think so. He is someone that's kind of like I'm a little surprised. Like I would have bet anything that he would have been out of the league.
Dude, all right. So the kid at work just texted me about the home run derby.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Adley Rutschman hit 21 home runs from the left side, and then in this 30-second bonus, he went 7 for 8 on the right.
Wow, guys, pretty good.
I don't feel like it would be so good. Kid's a fucking monster.
Well, and then kind of getting back to what you're saying about the young teams, versus the teams that spent money.
Baltimore's sick.
I mean, what a great story for them. We kind of saw that last season where it seemed like, hey, we think something special is about to happen here, and picking right up where they left off. And
I called this 3 years ago, and I have it on the show where I called that. Pretty excited about that.
They steal so many bases, right?
Yeah,
they play phenomenal defense. Their pitching sucks, but
yeah, no, they play good baseball, and it's exciting. I mean, let's think. Baltimore last pretty good like playoff team. Probably what, Kyle, like Buck Showalter era.
Because all these kids have played in the fucking time clock because of the minors, so they're all used to it.
Right. Kind of. I think I dropped out for a second. Orioles, like last time, kind of being like super, like we'll call it playoff bound, was probably Buck Showalter era, right?
Yeah, 2013-ish.
Yeah. Like early Manny Machado.
Yep, Machado. Chris Davis, but he didn't suck.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, other teams kind of like we've seen some good stuff out of Toronto, good stuff out of Tampa still. Well, Tampa has kind of been on a skid.
Yeah, but they're gonna go on a skid.
Yeah, it's sort of kind of in their makeup. This is not a surprise. It's just going into like All-Star break. It just
the Rangers are good.
Yeah, they'll right the ship.
The Rangers spent money on the pitching this year, and it's worked out. Besides Jacob deGrom.
Yeah.
But Nathan Eovaldi's been great. That guy's good every other year.
What do you think will be the bigger, like, we'll say, who's going to be the young team right now that's good, who are more likely to fall off, and then in turn the teams that spent the money, who do you think is going to be the one to kind of like right the ship? In your opinion,
Reds are going to be the ones to fall off because if De La Cruz falls off, then that's it for the Reds.
Yeah, I kind of agree, Mass. I think the Reds definitely have a very high bust potential, especially because of like that aspect. And we've already seen like the Pirates were kind of like the Reds before the Reds this season, and now the Pirates have already kind of like fallen into the background.
Well, the Pirates were never going to be great this year, in my opinion. I thought they wouldn't. I didn't think they would be a bottom feeder, like most people thought.
No, and I definitely thought they were going to be a bottom feeder, and they surprised me. But they have definitely come back down to earth.
Oh yeah, but they brought up all these kids, and then that's going to help them.
Yeah, yeah. I think the Reds have right now the biggest bust potential to not continue what they have going into the second
probably
half.
the Rangers, in my opinion.
Why? Just because you think that the pitching is going to dry up?
I mean, not even that. Like the Astros are right behind him.
Well, yeah,
they're going to get.
It's that whole, don't sleep on Houston, and we talked about this a few shows back that, I'm still of the opinion Houston is still in their window of relevancy and to be good. I think they're on the downswing of that arc, but I think they're still, good. We'll be right there.
You got the Yankees who, are trash.
So, of the teams that are sucking right now, the kind of the quote big spenders, do you think the Yankees are the ones that kind of turn things around, or
no? They're pitching way too inconsistent, and without Judge, they have zero offense.
Quick side note: do we think Judge returns or no?
He'll return, but it'll hurt him in the long run.
Yeah, I don't know the right answer for him.
Don't rush. Don't let 1 year fucking. The Yankees got to get younger. Like John Carlos batting 204, Josh Donaldson's batting 160.
Yeah, Donaldson has been other than the first 3 games of the season, he's just been trash.
He's almost 40 years old.
Yeah, it's another guy who's overstayed his welcome for sure.
But the Yankees think he's better than whatever the hell. Miguel Andujar can bat better than 160.
Yeah. I think it's too late for the Mets. I would say that, and we've talked about this on the phone, Kyle. If the Mets have a really good July, and they win a couple series, and not even to close the gap, with Atlanta, because Atlanta's not going to give up that lead. They're just not going to. I think if the Mets have a really good July, I think they could hang around and kind of limp their way through August and September to maybe get a wild card spot. But I have a 15% window of, hey, I believe this can happen, just because you watch how fast the season gets away from you, and the Mets, they don't have that comeback ability like they did last year. And unfortunately, I think the worst thing has happened is now they've had some time off. I just think that they were better off, they lost the 2 games to San Diego. Now they're going to have another 5 days off, and any momentum they may have had, I think, is gone.
Do you think the Phillies get better?
Yeah, I would have more faith, I think, in Philadelphia, just because I think that grouping of players makes more sense than 2 really old pitchers, and I don't know.
I'll think about it. Trey Turner has not been great, but he's going to hit at some point. Harper's going to hit home runs at some point. And people are talking like John Kruk said it best. They were saying that Harper's power's down. On air one game, he was like, well, Harper had Tommy John in his front shoulder and his front elbow, which is his power elbow. He came back quicker than anybody else has ever come back from Tommy John. Give him some time.
Yeah. St. Louis, it's kind of
they got to fire their coach.
Yep.
What's their record right now?
35-52.
Yep.
And what's it in 4th?
5th.
Oh, so they are last.
That team's too talented to be that bad. I think he makes the wrong decision pitching wise. He's just bad. He's a bad coach.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
I think the veteran players fucking hate him.
Yeah, I don't know too much about the St. Louis situation to have any definitive, these guys can turn it around.
They lost the game on a fucking walk-off error by the pitcher throwing it over the first baseman's head.
That's rough.
That's all you have to know.
Yeah.
That's all you have to know.
Yeah, it hasn't been great lately.
Jordan Hicks has proved that he can't close, so why fucking keep closing him? You have Hasley, you have fucking Giovanni Gallegos. who prove that they can fucking pitch in closing positions. Throw them.
Yeah.
Wainwright's got to retire. The only knock, like, I love that the fact the Cardinals like keep the old players around because it's nostalgia and stuff. But all that's doing is hurting their team. Wainwright has like a 7 ERA.
Yeah, I wonder if Wainwright is regretting not walking up to the sunset with Yachty and.
Mm-hmm.
I always wondered why he didn't. That will like forever bother me.
Because he had $45 million guaranteed on this year.
Well, I mean, when you put it that way.
I understand why he did it.
But just maybe he should have.
Yeah. I always hate like the idea of like a legendary player like tainting their career. Not that like his career, but you know what I mean? Like this will basically be it, and it'll be like just kind of like a really crappy way to end a great
it's like
career.
when Emmitt Smith went to the Cardinals for a year.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like Wainwright was so good because of Yachty.
20 years ago to do that.
William Contreras does not play good enough catcher for Wainwright. He doesn't know how to call a game.
Yeah, it's too bad. I mean, we'll probably talk about more of this type of stuff as maybe even by next show. But do you guys have any like predictions for players that'll be like shopped coming up trade deadline, or moves you think should be made? Sorry about
Hoskins is done, even though Harper's about to play first. It's a real thing.
Does he have experience?
He was a catcher, so I'm sure it's not that hard for him.
Well, that's fair.
And then they could do to get Schwarber out of left field. The Phillies made a fucking fantastic trade that nobody will ever think about.
Being?
They traded this random dude that was horrific in spring training to the Athletics for Christian Pache. You know who that is, Kendall.
Yeah, I know, but I'm blanking.
He was a big time prospect for Atlanta, and he was a part of the Matt Olson trade.
Okay, yes, I remember.
So the Phillies traded for him. He hit a go ahead home run against the Marlins last series. He's batting like .340 against lefties, and he plays ridiculous defense. If the Phillies can get the same production out of him that they keep getting, it's an absolute steal. He's only 24.
Yeah.
You tell me the A's couldn't fucking use that kid right now? Let's throw out this fucking guy that's batting 112.
Right.
That can't play defense. Instead of a guy that can bat 220 and play Gold Glove defense.
Hey, you know, it's funny. You just kind of made me think of it. You know, despite how bad the Mets have been, how like Tommy Pham has kind of just been like a bright spot at a bargain.
He'll be the one who gets traded.
That would not surprise me at all. The one guy who's like been good and kind of like incidental, like, you know what? We're gonna trade you for somebody. We're gonna like a closing prospect.
I mean, they should if they're out of it.
Well, I don't know.
He's only there for a half more year.
No, I know. I wonder. There's nothing to really gain by holding on to him. I know what you're saying, especially if you're out of it.
Trade Scherzer too. Get off of that fucking contract. Trade fucking Verlander. Get off of that contract. Go spend your money on younger people.
Well, that's just it. Because I mean, the lineup itself, I think, can work. That lineup can work, and it's proved they can. The pitching has let them down. You know, those two guys who are, you know, Hall of Fame pitchers, but they're getting paid like they're 26 years old. They're not. They're 40 years old, and they're getting paid 26-year-old money. So the Mets screwed themselves there. I don't know. After they kind of see what happened, like who are like buyers for these guys?
Scherzer said he would go to Baltimore.
Yeah, and you know what? I love Scherzer, but kind of like screw you, guy, because it's like, you are a big reason why the Mets aren't playing well, and then you're gonna have like a sourpuss and say you kind of want out. It's like that type of stuff just pisses me off.
But like Baltimore could be a buyer because they're in the playoff race, and if they can acquire a starter, and they have kids that you can take from them.
Listen, I would be all for it. Because in 2 years, basically, we've seen one half of a year of good Scherzer. And the other half, combining the end of last year and the beginning of this one has been less than stellar.
Use your money wisely and go fucking pay the one man that deserves to be paid on your team. Go fucking pay Pete Alonso.
Well, he's gonna get the bag for sure. And there are guys who quote did get paid that need to kind of step it up. Jeff McNeil, awesome glove, is definitely not showed up this year.
He will.
I know.
That's the one guy I will never talk shit about.
I'm not going to count him out. I think Nimmo has kind of found his way.
Marte sucks. He's 37.
Marte's got to go. I
He's
think
old.
Lindor is, been playing well as he should. I think Brett Beatty will kind of settle in a little bit more.
It's hard. It's hard to be not getting regular at bats.
Yeah. Well, I think a big part too is getting rid of Escobar. That just had to happen.
Yeah, the Angels were stupid enough to take you off the hook.
Yeah, I mean, I liked Escobar. I thought at the time it made sense to kind of have him as a placeholder, and there was some good stuff, but it just he wasn't.
Talk about a team that had a bad week.
Oh man, well the Angels they should just be the Red Cross.
Fucking Trout tears his ligament. Rendon takes a fucking foul ball to the shin. And then fucking Ohtani had a blister. Somebody else got hurt too.
Yeah, I mean...
But Mickey Moniak is playing good for them.
Yeah, it's another loss, The Trout, I just feel terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what can you do?
Ohtani at this point too.
Yeah. You think there's any chance that he moves?
Ohtani?
Yeah.
I don't think he's back here, even if they give him ownership of the franchise next year.
But even before, do you think that do you think we'll see before the trade deadline any chance that happens or no?
I don't think the Angels will move him, but I don't think he's back next year.
I think there's an opportunity.
What do you think would be the most likely scenario?
Well, the Mets and the Padres want.
Yeah, the two teams that totally don't deserve him are the most in. I mean, no one would be more excited than me, if Ohtani goes to the Mets. But it would just be kind of like an embarrassment at this point, especially if things continue and
you're gonna pay the guy $600 million.
And it's not like they don't have the money because it's evident that Cohen just has like a printing machine.
Well, you have a bad GM.
Well, that's another thing. I saw a thing like on the grades, kind of like of every MLB. I mean, every Met position, coaching GM wise, and basically there's a lot of C minuses.
Billy Epler was the GM of the Angels.
Yep.
And he's the one that gave Rendon the bag. Granted, you can't blame him for that.
No, that was an A+ signing for everybody when that happened.
Yeah, dude, the guy was a fucking star for the Nationals.
Then he went to New York.
He went to Anaheim.
Or, that's what I meant, sorry. Doing two things at once.
Well, Anaheim is the New York of California.
Yeah.
Everybody says it.
Yeah, LA just finds gold. Fucking David Peralta's done, and all of a sudden, he's back to hitting 280 and 15 plus home runs. Jason Hayward resurrected his career. Guy's balling out this year.
Yeah, screw that guy.
He's so bad. He made the Cubs look like an asshole. Won a World Series, son.
Hey, ring robber.
I forgot he played for the Cardinals, too.
I always forget the order of the teams he played for after Atlanta.
It was Atlanta, St. Louis, Chicago, Dodgers.
Guy's a real wreck.
I feel like he played for somebody last year, didn't he? He got cut.
I don't remember. I remember St. Louis, and I remember the Cubs. But then I kind of get,
Can you remember Corey Rasmus?
I do.
Colby Rasmus?
Colby Rasmus, yeah, it's Colby Rasmus.
It's like the same thing as Dexter Fowler.
So it was funny, and I think you guys were kind of doing it when we were trying to get the show going. Something that we for sure came up with, and it's on the long list of things that we created that we'll never get credit for, is this thing that's kind of like the hot thing
over the world
on the internet right now. It's this. There's one
the immaculate grids.
Yes, the grids. There's baseball, there's football, NBA, NHL. Basically, it's just thinking of players, and it's like the ultimate like reminiscing. Like we created this, and it's just like it's mine.
But it's fun.
It's fun. I enjoy it, and after we were texting over the weekend, and as soon as we were done texting, I was kind of just like messing around on my phone, and articles, SB Nation, Fox Sport, all these like media outlets are talking about this thing. It's super interesting. Someone said it's kind of like the like Wordle for sports, which I thought was.
They have one for pickle.
What's that?
It's called pickle for baseball.
It was Weddle for the NFL.
And the interesting thing is, it ends up. It does. We confirmed it changes, right? After a few hours.
You only get one for the day.
For baseball.
For what?
The only
grid or pickle?
Well, I guess for grid.
You only get one a day.
But football and the other ones change.
So the whole point of it is only be able to do it with one a day.
Right.
But I think as that goes on, you'll be able to do more.
What was today's?
Here, I'll get it up right now. You can be the mastermind.
All right.
See if you can do it.
I'm game.
Mass, you know more than you think, Mass.
Imagine if every school teacher told you that. You know more than you think.
The top row, you got Boston, Cleveland, and Cy Young. On the side, you got Cubs, Twins, 3,000 plus K strikeout career.
Okay.
So Boston and Cubs. We'll go in order.
David Ross.
That's a good one. I said John Lester.
Oh, there you go. Hey, 2 peas in a pod right there.
Then you got Cleveland and Chicago.
Cleveland and Chicago. It was so funny. I was about to just say Javier Baez, but that's not true.
If you want a hint, I can give you a hint for the one I did.
What do you got?
He was a second most known for the Indians, and he's a second baseman.
Jason Kipnis?
Yes, sir. And then Cubs Cy Young.
Cubs Cy Young.
Don't overthink it.
God,
I can't overthink it. I have no idea.
And that's all I'm doing is overthinking it.
The Phillies paid this guy a lot of money to suck. You know who it is.
Oh my God. God, I can't.
He won a World Series. He was in the World Series team for the Cubs.
Oh my God. Was it God, I can't think of his name now. He ended up kind of like bouncing around after.
Yeah, he pitched for the Padres for a little bit.
He had like
Went
this.
back to the Cubs.
He had like this crazy like workout thing that he was like. Wasn't he like on the cover of like Sports Illustrated because he was like jacked or something?
Yeah.
Oh my god! Why can't I get this guy's name?
He had a tiny nose.
That's not helpful.
He played for. He started with Baltimore. Was bad.
I know you're talking. He had
His
like
initials.
Give me the initials.
His initials J.A.
J.A. Hat.
No. Good for you though, Mass.
Thanks, Kyle.
He pitched for the Cardinals when he was 42. Come on, Kendall.
I can't get John Axford out of my head.
I'm going to tell you it.
Yeah, just tell me.
Jake Arrieta.
Yes, thank you.
Then we got Red Sox Twins. You should know this.
I like that Kyle usually says that, and then it turns out to be a player that played like one career game.
No, you know who this is, Massey.
Hold on. Take me through it one more time.
Red Sox Twins. He spent some time in Connecticut.
Red Sox Twins. I feel like this is like a catcher.
No. Probably the most iconic baseball player of our generation.
And Griffey Jr. Mike Trout.
Nope.
Oh, wait. Was it Pedro Martinez?
No. He never played for the Twins.
No, not even.
I'll give
even
you Red Sox 3,000 strikeouts was Pedro Martinez.
Martinez. Red Sox, Mets, Phillies.
What are you doing?
I'm just thinking in my head.
There's Red Sox Twins, man.
I know. I was just thinking.
This shouldn't be hard.
Montreal.
He wasn't around when Montreal was a team.
Is it a pitcher?
No. Do you want your hint?
It's See, now I get confused. Is it Ortiz?
Yes, David Ortiz.
See, I always get confused.
He's the most iconic player of our generation.
Everybody knows who he is. I said he's one of the most iconic players of our generation.
But for whatever reason, I always get confused about being Cleveland and not the Twins. I don't know why.
The hint that I gave you was he spent some time in Connecticut.
What are they, Dunkin' Donuts?
No, when he played for the Rockets.
He played for the Rockets?
Mm-hmm.
These cats suck.
It's actually very
All right. So mine is different than the most popular one. So I'll go for the most popular one.
Okay.
Twins, Indians. Mine was Eddie Rosario, just because I knew that off the bat.
Okay.
The most popular one, he's a Hall of Famer. He
What
played
two
up
teams?
until Indians, Twins. He played up to 2008-ish. He's definitely most known for the Indians.
What position?
First base.
Justin Morneau.
No. He's not a Hall of Famer.
Yet.
Never will be.
Yeah, that window's passed. And undeserved.
His stint for the Rockies was not very good.
Very forgettable.
This guy also played for the Phillies and the White Sox.
I'm just trying to get you in. I'm sorry.
I'm trying to think. Man, I am blanking.
His name rhymes with Lim Romy.
Mr. Jim Thome.
Jim Thome, baby.
I know that name.
The Cy Young Twins.
I
know you should definitely know this.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago, too.
No, and he pitched for your team.
I know. I can't get Ubaldo Jimenez out of my head.
Definitely was never a Twin.
I know. That's the weird part.
This guy was so good for the Twins. And then went to the Mets and got hurt a lot.
Johan.
Yes. You already got Red Sox 3,000 plus strikeouts. Indians 3,000 plus strikeouts.
And you can't use him again?
You can't use him again.
But he would fit that bill, though, right?
Who? Pedro?
No.
Oh, Johan?
Yeah.
He never pitched for the fucking Indians.
Wait. Oh, I'm sorry. I got twins on the brain.
Massey, you would know this guy mostly from the Yankees. But
Cy
he was
Young?
3,000 plus strikeouts.
Oh.
You want to sign him too, but
What about Bartolo?
no, it wasn't Bartolo. He never got to 3,000.
Come on. Let's give it a shot.
I know it's not Bartolo. He was most known. See, I know him for being better with the Indians, but Mass, you definitely know him as a Yankee.
Doesn't mean I know who it is.
You know who it is.
3,000 strikeouts?
Yeah.
Is it a... I'm assuming it's a starting pitcher?
Yes. That'd be crazy if it was a relief pitcher.
Starting pitchers I know, CC.
There you go. You got it on the first try.
Oh, okay.
And then Cy Young, 3,000 plus strikeouts. You could pretty much just name any of them.
Just like Randy Johnson.
Yeah. He was the most one guessed.
Yeah.
I said Roger Clemens.
Oh, look at you. Cheater.
Thank you. How am I cheating?
No, him.
Oh, he still deserves to be in the Hall.
I listen. You don't have to worry about me. I get it.
See, that was a good one.
That was a good one. I do like the.
Can't wait for. Go ahead.
I like the football one that they do.
God, man, it was such bullshit yesterday.
I did.
Massey, they had fucking Walter Payton Man of the Year.
I could probably have gotten that.
How the fuck am I supposed to know?
I
You know the Eagles, a Walter Man Player of the Year?
Was it Kelsey?
No, 2002.
Oh, 2002. Give me a second to think, and I can probably get there.
I will say though, like
swear to
if
God.
the three of us did it, Massey would have been a huge asset for that part because we sucked.
There's no way. There's no way I would have never gotten that guy's name.
2002.
And also, we both put Larry Fitzgerald and said we got it wrong, but we did it again, and it was right.
Yeah, I was pissed.
Oh,
Oh, dude, new one for
he's
basketball just
working
came
for
out.
the NFL right now. He's one of the vice presidents.
New one for the basketball just came out.
The basketball one is
Trey
real.
Vincent.
Yes.
Yeah. Fuck you.
Basketball one's
You too.
very difficult.
Massey, how good do you think you are at basketball?
Not great, but we can give it a shot. It's better than it's better than baseball for me.
All right, let's do this. This one just got updated. Celtics, Timberwolves.
Well,
Kevin Garnett.
Garnett, I say Garnett. That's probably the most popular
Yeah.
one.
Fuck it. 69% said Kevin Garnett. Kings, Timberwolves.
Did Jason Williams ever play for the Timberwolves?
No.
Damn.
Oh, what's the kid that was just over there?
Like Troy Daniels comes to mind, but that guy's also played for every team.
I mean, has Pat Bev played for the
Kings, I don't think so.
Kings yet?
No, not yet. He just made this trip to Philly, so he'll be somewhere else next year.
What about John Solomons?
Maybe. I don't remember him as a Timberwolf, though.
I remember he was a Buck, right?
He was a Buck, he was a Sixer, he was a King.
See, I'd hate to waste it on him.
Oh, we could use John Salmons for Sixers, Kings.
You better get that done.
There we go. 1.5%.
See,
Said John Salmons.
we are elite.
All right, Timberwolves, Kings. thinking of guards. Mike Conley never played for the Kings. Malik Beasley never played for the Kings.
Didn't they just make a trade the other?
Maybe he
other
did
day?
play for the Kings.
Malik Beasley?
Yeah.
Let me check. Malik Beasley. Has not played for the Kings.
I didn't put it. Michael Beasley. I think Michael Beasley did play for both these teams.
Hey, pull the trigger, man.
Michael Beasley. Oh, I was wrong.
Thanks a
I
lot.
can reset it. I can reset it, though.
Well, we still have guesses, right?
Yeah, but I'd rather just get it all right instead of not getting it all right.
All right, fair enough.
Rashawn Holmes. Oh, he would have been good for the Sixers, Kings.
Bagley?
Marvin? No, he played for the Pistons.
Hmm.
Darko Milicic. I don't think he ever played for the Kings. All right, now let's shift. I'm shifting my mind to big men. Vlade Divac, no. Sabonis, no. Man, these Kings have had such a turnover. I can't even think of it.
You know?
All right, Minnesota 2 steals per game in a single season. Mike Conley's got to be it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're right there. All right, Sixers, Celtics.
Oh, you, buddy.
Thanks, man.
Horford?
Yeah.
Horford, yeah, there you go.
That's the guy.
Sixers 2 steals per game. I'm just gonna go Allen
I
Iverson.
said Iverson, yeah, for sure. Ooh,
Celtics.
1.9. Sorry.
40%, 79% for Al Horford. Celtics, Suns.
Celtics and Suns.
Um,
Anybody from the roster right now play for the Celtics? 'Cause
Name
I feel
people.
like they're just like trying to acquire the Infinity Stones right now.
hey, am I misremembering like Shaq weirdly playing for the Suns?
Good job, Kendall.
Did Shaq play for the Suns?
He played for the Suns and the Celtics.
I knew he played for the Celtics. I didn't know he played for the Suns.
Yeah, he did. Suns, Kings. Jesus Christ. This one's going to be hard.
Oh man.
Troy Daniels is coming to mind again. Rashawn Holmes. I think. Don't know if he played for the Suns. I don't think he played for the Suns. He did not play for the Suns.
Trying to think. Like this is like a good. Trying to think.
Cameron Payne. No. Alfred Payton. No. God. Malik Monk. No. I feel like the Suns and the Kings made a trade too.
Oh man.
All right, who's the player that we asked Paul to name like every one of the 82 teams he played for?
Ish Smith.
Is Ish Smith the answer?
I don't think he ever played for the Kings.
Let's see.
Nate Robinson. Did he ever play for the Suns?
I don't think so.
Ish Smith never played for the Kings. Isaiah Thomas?
Isaiah Thomas says that's right.
That works.
Yes, it does.
Nice.
I put the wrong Isaiah Thomas. Dude, that doesn't give you more than one option. I'm right.
That's funny.
I'm putting it. I'm leaving it. There's another way. There's another way to spell Isaiah.
Isaiah Thomas is ISAIAH.
All right, we got it. Bullshit. We got it right. I don't care. 2 post steal per game for the Suns.
Barkley.
Chris Paul.
Yeah.
Paul's probably a pretty good answer.
All right, now we just have Timberwolves and Kings.
Timberwolves and Kings.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, it's Troy Daniels. I'm looking this up.
Do you want me to check real quick?
I got it. I don't know why I'm thinking this guy so much.
Yeah, you brought him up like 3 times.
God damn it. He didn't play for either one of those. He
What?
played for Minnesota.
That's very funny.
Played for like 7 teams.
This is a really dumb question. I don't know why it's stuck in my head. Anthony Edwards has always been a Timberwolf, right?
Yeah, he just got drafted.
And De'Aaron Fox has always been a King.
Yep. Just keep naming players. Eventually one will click.
Wait, so what do we need right now?
Kings Suns. No, Kings Timberwolves.
What do we say for Celtics Suns again? Shaq.
Shaq.
Kings? Huh. Man. Trying to think of some good 2000s players.
All right, Kendall. Let's think back to the 2K teams.
I know. I'm thinking of all my boys.
Willie Hernan Gomez. Did he ever play for the Kings?
Shabazz ever played for the Kings?
Who?
Shabazz?
I don't know. Jeremy Lamb? Did he ever play for the Timberwolves?
What about
Jeremy Lamb?
Yeah, did he ever play for the Timberwolves?
Puerto Rican guy.
what about
Nope.
What about Eddie House, Kyle?
I can't remember his first name.
Eddie House?
Yeah.
I only know him as I think he was a Sun in the Heat.
He was a Celtic too, wasn't he?
He was a King. He has a lot of stuff.
I'm
Wasn't a
talking.
Timberwolf though.
God damn it. Luke Ridnour ever played for both these teams?
Luke what?
Luke Ridnour?
Luke
That guy was traded
Ridnour.
4 times in one offseason.
He played for the Timberwolves, but he never played for the Kings.
Yep. Had a feeling that was coming. There's got to be a big man. There's got to be a big man. Harrison Barnes, no.
Oh, great name.
Kyle, what's the name of this? Because I want to do this later.
Retired.
Crossover grid.
I don't know. I feel like Rubio was always like moving around.
Yeah, we never went to the Kings. So. Yeah, he didn't move around as much as you think.
I don't know. Just like his name was like always like on like
Always
roster.
brought from trade.
Yeah,
Yes.
always.
Man, the problem is that the Kings and the Wolves are the same thing.
I know.
They're just so bad for so long. Wally Zerbiak? I don't think so. Let's go back in time. Manute Bol? No. Torian Prince? I don't know if he ever played for the Kings, though.
Actually, he might have.
Massey?
What?
Torian Prince.
Torian Prince.
AJ Barea. Kyle.
Did he play for them?
Played for the Timberwolves.
Yes, but I also need him to play for the Kings, Bianca. Don't cheat. They're cheating.
Torian Prince only played for the
He played for the
Timberwolves,
Mavericks.
That's what I was thinking. Timberwolves and Mavericks, you're right.
Rashawn Holmes didn't play for the Timberwolves.
I just love to bring up Rashawn Holmes.
So, I always pick him. I really thought Michael Beasley played for both these teams.
I mean, gun to my head, I would have said that 10 times over.
I'm like 100% sure he did.
Who was it?
Michael Beasley. I only played for the Knicks and the Heat. I know he was a Wolf.
He never played for the Kings.
No? What about Pablo Prigioni?
I don't even think I know who that is.
Played for the Knicks. You know who he is.
Like when?
Who?
Prigioni. Like Jeremy Lin days.
Was he part of the trade for Carmelo?
No.
Never played for either of those teams.
Yeah, makes sense.
He's the
Just
assistant coach for the Wolves, though.
Yeah, I knew something. Keith. Is there a Keith anywhere?
I don't know. I'm stuck. I can't think of anybody else.
We're gonna get this before we sign off. Tanya, it's got to be like a power forward center. Reggie Evans. Did Reggie Evans ever play for the Timberwolves?
G. Evans.
Only played for the Kings.
Yep, only for the Kings.
Yep. Josh Smith.
It's a good guess. That guy's played a billion places.
Josh Smith.
He signed a couple 10-day contracts somewhere.
Another team.
Neither team. You know what? I think I found it. I think I figured it out.
Oh,
Massey, look up Francisco Garcia.
that's another. I don't remember him either.
He's most known for he played for the Rockets too.
Nope.
Never a Wolf.
Never a Wolf.
I'm trying to think of guys who just like played everywhere.
Trying to think of role players. Because if it was a star, we would have known.
Right. I mean, like in a perfect world, J.R. Smith would just be our guy.
Yeah. Well, he didn't play for either one of those teams.
I'm saying in a perfect world.
Could he be a superstar from the late teams? Oscar Robertson was too old. Sam Cassell ever played for the Kings? No.
I'm admittedly cheating now.
Yeah, I am toast. I have no idea.
All right, I'm gonna look up. Give me a letter.
U.
Okay, that's definitely not gonna work.
J.
J.A. Mike James. Did Mike James ever play for them? That's a guy that fucking bounced around.
Got it.
You got it?
What was it?
A person I've never heard of before.
What's his name?
Nemanja Bjelica?
Yeah, I want to need spelling.
Bjelica for the last name.
Valencia.
Is that Valencia?
Yeah. I know that guy.
Yeah, Valencia played for the Timberwolves for 3 years and the Kings for 3 more years.
He's also a Warrior, right?
Just won that title with the Warriors last year.
That's why, hey, guys want to try NHL?
Yeah, no shot.
Who played for who played for the Blues and the Hurricanes? Nothing comes to mind.
And we can't even use the Smith method.
The NHL Conn Smith Trophy Award? Okay, that's on here. 50-plus total goals scored in a single season. I think I could do that one. That's Tarasenko. Nope, he never did it, apparently.
See, you're talking to the wrong guys.
Ryan O'Reilly. Nope, never did it either. Massey, who are the big goal scorers for the Blues?
Would have said Tarasenko.
Yeah, it's wrong, apparently. How about for the Flames? Anybody got one?
The Flames of Calgary?
Yeah.
Nope.
What's the Conn Smith Trophy winner? Is that MVP?
This is as good as mine, Kyle.
Well, let's type in Sidney Crosby and see where it goes. Well, no, let's type in Wayne Gretzky. That's going to give me nothing. Oh, Wayne Gretzky. Got it.
Way to take the T-ball swing there.
All right. Who would have won the Conn Smith Trophy for the Devils? Martin Brodeur. I don't think that's right.
Yeah, I have no idea. We cannot continue with the NHL.
I was wrong. But not Martin Brodeur. Wish I could just get them all wrong and just see what the names are. But this one, they don't do that.
I don't do any of them kind of show you?
Yeah, baseball does. It shows you the most popular ones.
Oh. I feel like
I don't even know where to start on the hockey one. I know nobody from any of these teams.
Yeah, hockey is way too hard.
mean, if you watch it, it's not.
Well, I mean, look
Yeah,
no
but we
further
don't,
than us
so.
not watching it.
Yeah, true. We're not good at things. I watched like 10 games in like a 15-day stretch, and then I stopped. I forgot I had the package.
It's funny.
That tracks.
Julio Rodriguez versus Vladimir Guerrero. Luis Robert versus Randy Rosa right now.
For the Derby,
Yeah. Adelaide lost by 1.
was Alonso a first round knockout?
Yep. He lost to Julio.
Yeah.
Because Julio hit 41.
I've noticed too.
My God.
Like you really, if you're in the home run derby, you should really only do it like twice. Anytime over 2, it kind of, you know.
He hit 41 in a single round.
The guy's pretty good.
Ridiculous.
He's all right.
Anything else you guys want to talk about?
That's about it for me, Captain.
Souls, any remarks?
Keep doing it great, guys.
Yeah, the grid is cool. I mean, I don't know how well I'll stay on top of it, but I enjoy it.
I'll remind you every day, Ken.
It would be a cool thing, you know, and I am just as much to blame. I mean, our social media has been trash for the better part of like 5 months, but it would be fun if we were able to like all do one every day, or at least do like a couple during the week, and be able to post like, "Hey, this is what we did. This is what we thought. Well, how did you guys do?" Maybe we can start doing that.
Yep. But then we're giving them the answers.
Well, no, because people are gonna have different answers, and you know, especially like, I think we're pretty good finding obscure people.
Yeah, I picked Nigel Morgan the other day, so.
Yeah, I mean, that's a guy totally. I mean, in our like friend circle, 3 people would know that name. You and I are 2 of those people.
Yep, Jeff is the other one.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I will continue doing that. Don't know what's on tap for next week. You know, hopefully we have a full crew.
Yeah. Oh, I won't be here next week.
Now, are you saying that jokingly or are you serious?
No, I'm going on vacation.
So we won't have everybody next week.
No, I won't be here.
No, really.
Where are you going?
South Carolina.
Oh, nice. How long?
5 days.
Oh, very cool. Just
2 hours.
Comes back Tuesday.
Is it you and Bianca? Or are you going more people?
Just Bianca and I.
Oh, nice. That should be fun. Staying in the hotel, Airbnb.
So you ever hear the kid? I used to be friends with Steve Jablonski.
I do know that name.
So we're like he's having a baby shower, and I'm surprising him because he didn't think I was going.
Oh, that's cool.
So his mom threatened me if I don't stay at her house, she's going to kill me. So we don't have to spend money on a hotel.
Hey, that's cool. It's a good gig.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. Nice.
Well, you have fun. That should be a good trip. Get some good weather. So
It all rain.
yeah. So we won't have Souls next week. That's okay. Souls will be soaking up the sun. But hopefully we'll have me Mass and get some Riddler and mock action back from his vacation and such.
Yep, and then Kendall's going on his vacation.
Listen, no days off. Despite us
Liar, we've already had one.
Despite us taking last week off, no days off.
We're all here every show.
Hey, we try.
Which is a lie.
We try. We try our best.
But
got some Massey. Would you care to give your review on the Crown Royal?
Yeah, I mean, Crown's Crown. It's a pretty standard, but very good whiskey. It's a reason.
And Royal's Royal.
It's
stuck around for a reason because they make good stuff. It was just nice something to sip on for the night.
You know, it's so funny. We're at our closing remarks, and the Riddler jumps on.
Until next time, I'm your host, the Riddler.
That's funny. We're doing our reviews, and Mass had some Crown Royal. I was actually kind of surprised.
Like regular or like the canned stuff, Mass?
Just regular.
Oh, nice. Did you buy it, or was it like gifted? Hi, Kyle.
It was gifted.
Nice.
I had from El Segundo Brewing. I had one of Steve Austin's Broken Skull IPAs, which we've reviewed on the show before. At 6.7%, it's good. You know, it's kind of. I think it doesn't really stand out. It's in the, hey, there's a billion IPAs out. This one kind of just blends in. But for, like I said, for a beer that's kind of like, quote, endorsed by a celebrity, I think he stamped his name to a product that's pretty good. I think it's worth it, especially for, you know, lovers of wrestling. This kind of is a fun thing to just like have, hold on to the can. You know, why not? It's got his autograph on it. It's fun. It's relatively inexpensive. I think they've created it. I bought a couple for Rebecca. There's the IPA. There's a double IPA that I'm going to try, and there's a lager. I haven't had the other two yet. I don't know if they're really going to stack up to be as good. I should do like a little mini flight to kind of compare. But this is just a cool, fun beer for the price. And then I had last week or 2 weeks ago, with the Riddler, I had another one of the Black Hog Hazy. It's a good IPA, Connecticut style juicy IPA, 6.2%. But fortunately, there's not really a super distinguishing. It's just a hazy IPA. It's good, but it doesn't really stand out as super different. And Kyle had a water.
Great value.
Question is though, was it a great value water?
It was solid.
Nice.
Ridley, would you care to take a quick speech while I urinate?
I'll give my toast of excellence. My toast of excellence is to the 2020 Pittsburgh Pirates organization. I'm sure it's been seen. I don't know if it was mentioned, but the reports just recently came out about how every single foul ball that during the COVID season that landed in a season ticket holder's seat was collected and put in a bucket for each person, and then at the end of the season, they mailed all those season ticket holders the balls that landed in their seats.
Cool.
It's kind of cool, right?
Yeah. Mine was the LA night.
Nice.
Yeah.
Also, mine is to Luis Robert for getting eliminated in the home run derby.
Did he just get eliminated?
I mean, he's got a minute 27 left with 10 home runs, and Arena has 35.
Wow.
You know, he's got a minute 30 plus the 30-second bonus to try to hit 25 home runs.
Yeah, Julio Rodriguez hit 41.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I'm at.
Hi, bud.
I don't know if you saw. Sorry, I've been kind of like absent. I had the chat muted because I was dealing with some stuff. So if you still need help, I can give you a hand later in the week. I don't know if you still need it.
I appreciate we're kind of trying to just bail out the basement right now.
Wait, bail like it flooded?
Yeah, we got 5 inches over 4th of July.
Jesus. Is that what you needed help with when you asked earlier?
No, I was trying to get the microwave put up, but then that happened, so that kind of took a back burner.
All right, well, let me know when you're all done with the basement. I'll help you put the microwave up.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Kyle, I will not help you with a microwave, though.
No. What are my favorite colors right now?
Kyle, everybody knows your favorite color is mustard green.
Is that a color?
I mean, I'm sure it is. Colors are like band names, just if you can think of it, it exists.
Yeah, bingo.
Kendall's back.
Well, I'm back, baby.
Well, gentlemen, I'm sorry that I missed the show. I'm glad I got to sign on and just hear your voices to say goodbye.
Yeah, no problem. Glad you're here.
Yeah.
I have a fun
night. Yeah.
I was telling Kendall last week, just a little tidbit for the show. I have a fun idea, a spin-off of the cocktail competition that we did. I'd like to get everybody live and in person before Mock is exclusively remote due to birth. I have a Food Network inspired competition for a cocktail competition. I think you guys would have a lot of fun with.
We're baking cupcakes, baby.
So, all right. Well, let's start the show now that I'm here.
Hey, you can give our social media cues.
Yeah. You can follow us on Getting Sports with Drunk. Our Instagram and Facebook are at GSWD_4. Twitter is GSWD. I should know these.
No, that's all right. It's it's funny because you say it the opposite. I mean, you cue it up, so it's like, so Facebook Getting Sports with Drunk, Twitter, Instagram GSWD_4.
Make sure to use the hashtag GSWD for all your daily uses, whether it's showing up 10 minutes to go or having a great value order.
Like, subscribe. Like I was saying before, we've been absolutely dog shit on social media. I'm going to try to, going into this week, make a jump to kind of be better. And we some topical stuff that we can kind of do that's fun. So please keep an eye out. And hey, let us know. Talk to us. Let us know how bad and or good we are, because we are both. So don't hate, participate.
That's not fair. Massey's good. I'm bad. Kyle's Mock's bad. And Kendall, you're just right in the middle.
I'm pool water.
You're the Carlito of us.
Well, on that note, I'm your hostess, Cupcake Riddler.
Nope.
I'm Kyle.
I'm the Master Chris Massey.
And the Rat of Red Baron.
Meow.
Yeah.